Profiles in Courage tonight from the war against SARS, reported by CNN's Michael Schulder.
It has all the trappings of a war, children seeing their parents off to the front. In this case, the parents are medical workers with China's People's Liberation Army, and the front is a Beijing hospital where they've been enlisted in the battle against SARS. Some of the bravest frontline troops we saw this week were not wearing green uniforms, they were wearing white. In Hong Kong this week, we met Dr. Tom Buckley.
Nicholas, my 10-year-old boy, said after about 3 or 4 days, that if Daddy gets this disease, will he come home or will he die?
Dr. Buckley agreed to take over an intensive care unit at Hong Kong's Princess Margaret Hospital after 16 medical workers at the ICU came down with SARS. And so, careful not to touch any surface where the virus might live or expose any possession that he might bring home, Dr. Buckley leaves his family behind and enters the war on SARS. Some never return from that war. 38-year-old Lau Wing-kai, a nurse in Hong Kong, contracted SARS at the hospital where he worked. He was buried this week in a cemetery called Gallant Garden, which honors those who die while performing their duties with exceptional courage. For medical professionals, working around SARS patients poses a real risk not only to themselves, but to their families as well. Which is why this brother and sister on a tricycle in Taiwan are taken to a street outside the hospital where their father works, so they can see him through a window at a safe distance. Which brings us back to Dr. Buckley and his children.
I'm proud of Dad because he's big and he's brave.
At the hospital, Dr. Buckley instituted stricter precautions at the ICU, including more thorough checks to make sure every medical worker's protective clothing was put on correctly. Dr. Buckley has not caught SARS, and neither has any other worker in this hospital since he arrived. Given their accomplishments helping to contain the spread of SARS, those of us who are not walking around with masks on our faces have the heroes in white to thank. Michael Schulder, CNN.